awful easy. It's a good start for the Longhorns.
And a block by Holmes. Papa Petru picks it up. Here comes Kabongo. Loved how he centered that ball. Nothing there, so he'll pull it back out. Lammert takes a three. No one came out to get him. Now Holmes fighting for the rebound.
See what Lon Kruger's down up here on the offensive end. His team down by 8. Grooms on the dribble. Fitzgerald now Grooms again. Entry from Clark, who's checked into the lineup. Cameron Clark, a junior from Sherman. Baseline jumper doesn't go for Fitzgerald, but he tapped it right into the hands of Hill.
Against the press, Hill with the easy lay-in. 20-point lead again.
And a heads-up play there by Adrick McKinney. John went to the basketball and then found Hill cutting. Here's Osby. Jumper doesn't go. McKinney with position, unable to grab the rebound. It's taken out.
Second call, got to hold the rope.
Osby with the inbounds. Pledger. Now Grooms. Left-hand corner, Osby with it on the floor. Jump hook in the lane is short. And another offensive rebound for Hield. And another one. Scores this time and draws a foul.
And that's where the Horned Frogs have just got to make the Red Raiders pay. You know, when they turn it over in an unforced situation and you got numbers, they've just got to finish that offensive play. Otherwise, the game becomes really difficult.
Kravich, it's the way he started the game. McKinney gets his first second half points. The Tech has lost 9 in a row. It is the 4th longest losing streak in school history, but they've been close. Good half at Iowa State, good half at K-State. Played West Virginia and Morgantown to the wire. And I had their win here against Iowa State. Kravich, there's that runner across the lane. Shooting, and against Kansas in the upset win, they weren't much better. They were 22 of 38 in that game.
Well, great ball movement right now by Kansas. That ball's going side to side to side on the court.
Withey, well defended by McKinney.
That's a lob. McKinney doing a nice job down inside on Withey, but nobody is putting a body on Kevin Ewert,
right? Because his brother, who was older, told him he was too young and too small to play on the driveway hoop. Tyrus McGee had to be inventive, nailed the milk crates up. 22 in his graduating class at Stringtown.
Well, they've had 5 Division I players off his high school team as Babb triggers over the hands of a soaring Clyburn.
Greatest fear for TCU has come true. And when they trailed by about 9 with 4 minutes to go, a couple of minutes ago, you thought if they can get on a little bit of a run, get it inside of double figures, they're going to be in okay shape going into the locker room. Instead, it's been OU who's really pulling away from the Horned Frogs.
I mean, from a point standpoint, their defense is good enough to keep them in the basketball game.
Hornbeak.
That is for Lon Kruger.
Green's fade away from the top of the key, well off target. Fitzgerald shot, no, but there's Clark again.
Oversize at any time. Those are my options. I'm going to take mobility before size. Now, if you can get somebody who's mobile and has some size.
If you do, you get a guy that's one and done.
Yeah, you'll have 3 screens now from that low block area so that he can get an open catch and shoot jumper.
And there are screens, and then there's calypso screens.
Yeah. Turkey screens.
There's that left-handed hook.
They just got him a...
And West Virginia can extend the lead inside of 10 minutes now left in the game.
West Virginia's pretty confident running their half-court offense right now. Let's see if they continue with the success.
Eric Murray calls for the ball and uses his length to get the stick back.
And we're underway. It'll be Felix controlling the tip and running it down for the Longhorns. Texas comes in tonight after a game on Wednesday night, a loss to Kansas State. Ridley on the first possession. Longhorns will be part of ESPN's Big Monday coverage Monday night at West Virginia. It's their first season in the Big 12 as well. You know, guys, you guys supposed to help me there. McKinney misses the free throw, but the lead is 9. Papa Petru 1 rebound away from a double-double tonight. TCU has gotten things slowed down here in the second half, and the Longhorns have cooperated with a few turnovers. Shot clock under 10 again. Lambert open for 3. Crossing with a rebound.
Jackson goes into the paint and he gets his own rebound. Now Hessler back to Jackson.
And that's really the danger of playing against Baylor. They're so long and so tall that they get their hands on so many basketballs and creates those second chance opportunities.
Good defense there by Charles Hill Jr. Austin, tough guarded shot, barely caught iron. 7 straight points by the Horned Frogs, or 9 straight, excuse me. Rose, tough pass. Good catch by Gathers, but then Rose. Good job defensively by Butler Lynn. Shot clock is down to 10.
One thing Baylor has is a lot of short clock offensive players that can make something happen.
A little left-handed running hook, no good, but there's another rebound.
TCU down by a bucket in what has not been aesthetically pleasing basketball through the first 7.5 minutes.
Well, if you like erector sets, maybe.
Go on State and able to corral that pass and set up Rutledge. That's off the mark. It's a 16-point West Virginia lead.
Cannell Crossland, you can tell he's got a nice feel for the game. Cousin of ex-NBA player Larry Hughes. So Cannell Crossland got it in his jeans.
Poke for Murray won't go.
You just come up with empty trips.
Offensive rebound for Kalichla. Hines for 3. Offensive rebound for Rutledge.
The play is that it's hard to prepare for.
Well, it's no set play. It's freelance. It's a freelance offense with parameters, screening, cutting. So it's hard to prepare for. It's not like the coach goes play number 2 and everyone knows what the opposition's doing.
You got to trust your players to run that, don't you?
Well, you have to trust your players. Exactly right. And defensively, you have to trust your defensive principles.
So, and you encourage your players to behave in such a way that the officials might think that there was an elbow thrown?
Oh, you're talking about flopping.
No, I'm not talking about flopping. But I am suggesting acting.
Oh, there's a fine line. Yeah, I think there's a fine line. I think you've got to earn the credibility of an official, and once they find out, because they watch film too, once you get the reputation as faking something, when you draw a charge, you'd fall down. So is that embellishment? I don't think so. But beyond that, don't fake like you got hit by an elbow. Don't do that kind of fake like you got hit on a jump shot. Because again, referees watch film, and it's so thorough now. Like Curtis Shaw, the head of Big 12 Fish, they watch film, and as an opposing coach, you send film to those commissioners I mean, the heads of officials.
Keys to the game brought to you by the Baylor Bear Foundation. Take a look at those as the ball is tipped in the air. Jim, what are the keys to the game
Well,
today?
TCU wants to slow this game down, establish pace of play. They've got to defend the paint. Baylor's got to keep their momentum going that they've built from these 2 opening conference wins, and then Baylor has got to take advantage of their size inside.
They go right to Isaiah Austin. He misses the short shot, followed by Corey Jefferson is no good. Then Walton comes in, right back to Jefferson.
And Green, Pierre has 2 fouls and is trying to be careful.
Lead seesaws back the way of the Horned Frogs. Austin a 3. This one's no good. Back iron.
As freshmen, come in and do the kinds of things that Marcus Smart can do. I mean, I guess it's a rarity, but
they don't.
Well, it's just unusual to see it, but when you see it, and you can see him acting on the court in a different way than you see from even upperclassmen, it's really amazing.
You know what we call it when they do it? Kevin.
Aggressive for all the Horned Frogs, and Green has 14 first-half points.
14 of TCU's 19 points. Nobody else with more than 2.
Christian Sager in the game. Back to Forte, gets it into Cobbins. Cobbins, fadeaway shot, not good, and look out. Collision between Sager and...
Down the floor, Texas Tech will run if you let them.
Kravich into the lane. Couple of extra steps. Tolbert there to finish it off. A big 3 for this place.
That one was halfway down and climbed out.
Robinson in the forecourt. Chris Walker wants him to pull it out and set it up in the half court here.
Texas Tech now slowing things down a little bit with a 7-point lead.
Nurse. Kravich's jump hook no good, and there's McKinney with a rebound.
Brian, he should have gone ahead and shot it. Instead, he stopped and then tried to start again.
And you see Chris Walker, that you won't see this often from the Red Raiders, imploring his team to slow it down here. As Crockett had it slapped away, fires it quickly, and the Frogs back the other way.
Got tied up in traffic. First turnover of the game by the Frogs.
Delta Devils, their first offensive set now. Out of the point guard, Darius Tomlin, number 25. They work it inside. There's that 6'11 center we talked about. And Julius Francis on 31-25, 3.5 left in the half. Marshall, Irvin Thomas. It's Thomas from 18. Follows his own shot. Green, though, somehow controls it to ground.
Beyond the arc there and triples his output in terms of points, and that's a little shot in the gas tank that the Frogs need badly.
Yeah, he had the career high 31 the other day against Rice before the Christmas break. Out of the top with it, Marcus Johnson is in. They try to feed it off down low. Matt Smith can't.
After a fast start, Frogs a couple of one and dones the last 2 times down the floor.
Tomlin. Francis backs it in. This time trying to use the right hand. Smith bails him out. Crosland slaps it out of hand. And the rebound here. Marshall across the timeline. Smith on McKinney. Dunk follow doesn't go for Henry. Marshall follows it up and scores.
Very active.
Inbounds, quick shot for Smith doesn't go, but an offensive rebound here for
success on both of their first 2 possessions of the game, Brian.
This is a disciplined team offensively as Southern. They're efficient with the basketball. They love for the ball to go through the hands of Beltran. But they know what they want to accomplish on the offensive end, and they'll be patient when necessary. High post catch here. Mitchell.
It'll be an interesting matchup right here with McKinney going against Mitchell. Here they go.
Holding his ground. 5 of the shot clock. The jumper too strong, and Garland.
In fact, he leads Southern right now.
Frogs up by 5 here on the Jaguars.
Mitchell, the big man. Again, the jump hook. This one doesn't go, and Connell Crosland with and he'll do so to Johnson. Will take the jumper. John Darius unable to connect, but a new 35 here for the Jaguars.
And Nate Butler over on the far side, backside of got to block out, didn't do it.
Left alone from the elbow, the jumper for the big man Moore doesn't go. He won't like that possession from Garland Green.
Well, the Frogs have flirted with double-digit leads, just can't seem to get there here late in the first half.
Beltran again. Now Moore into McKinney. Turnaround in the lane, does not get the roll. McKinney with a nice jump.
Turn it over, the 7th of the game.
41-37. We'll get a timeout of the next dead ball as Beltran into Mitchell. In and out on his turnaround. Brandon Moore is going to reset.
As the shot clock went down to 5. That's a few times in this game that the clock has gone down, and it doesn't look like there hasn't been any recognition by the Horned Frogs. Swelling gives it up to Ray. His shot is short. And here comes Anderson.
Now Stigger's in traffic. Got his own rebound and a new 35. Here's Thomas again. This time McKinney will
Talked about like 26 minutes of this one, and he's been really good.
Thompson inbounds now to Young. Here's Thomas. And he is just a sophomore. Now it comes home. Cougars ready to take some time off the clock here. Under 3 minutes to play in this game with this 9-point advantage over the Frogs. House forces to Thomas. He misses that one, though. Look to find him in the middle of that zone open.
Boy, good pass inside. Just a miss, dead miss from point-blank range.
Out of the top, Kohler. Now between the circles, here is Collie. Junior from Las Vegas. Spent a year at Air Force Prep. Now Chesman. 7 on the shot clock. This is as deep as the shot clock has gone in this first half. Down to 3. Adrick McKinney's got to play solid defense here. Forces the shot with 1 on the shot clock. It goes out of bounds. And Connell Crosland saving in time. He does not.
Had a good long look at it. Just didn't have enough on it.
Thomas Monagle, the son of Bill Monagle, the head golf coach at TCU.
And Bill here tonight. Also Charlie Finsky.
Yep.
So both of Jim Killingsworth's assistants are here today.
Aaron Jeffrey checked down for Southern Utah. Lead at 7 with 2:10 left. It's interesting, all in the family for this one, as we've talked about Nick Robinson. There's Kohler's jump hook in the lane. The follow from Chesman, he'll get credit for it.
Offense.
Well, TCU started strong. Speaking of offense, 5 of their first 6 with the Horned Frogs, and just 1 of their last 5 from the floor. At the other end, 3 in the air for Purifoy, no good. And McKinney able to execute. Nice dish by McKinney to spring Green for the bucket.
Once again, getting the ball into the middle. If I can, the point I'm going to beat up on young kids is when you're playing against the zone, try to find the middle of the zone, and that's exactly what TCU's doing.
McKinney battling for the board. Now
you've had some guys come in here and give good minutes on the defensive end for the Horned Frogs.
Monagle, one of the guys back on the floor for TCU off the bench. Rucker in traffic. Wild shot. Williams with a stick back.
That's great defense by McKinney.
Will win the SWAC, he thinks, this year. There you see Trent Johnson battling early on in this season. Injury to Amrick Fields, young team, new system. It's been an uphill battle, but Trent Johnson still has that kind of spirit you like to see out of a head coach. As Prairie View will get on the board to start. He misses that free throw, 15-10. 5-point margin.
It's been another thing that has plagued the Frogs here early on. Free throw shooting, Brian, they come in today shooting 55%.
And I think that's one of the more shocking things that Trent Johnson says. You know, we spent so much time working on free throws. And as he points out, I don't expect a 60% free throw shooter to all of a sudden become an 80% free throw shooter. But there are certain times in the game where a 60% free throw shooter, as Montgomery's attempt is a little wide, a 60% free throw shooter.
Really good SWAC teams through the years, Brian. They've given the Frogs headaches. Jackson State a couple of years ago.
Sylvester Anderson, the terrific coach there, came in with a loaded team.
They were good.
Yep. Munich now Blair with it. Wesley Ufalayan is into the lineup for the first time, and that's him with it. And facing from 18. Didn't take him long to get his first attempt off. Darling Green.
But Fields is there to follow.
And an open shot from the left elbow. Just can't buy one right now, but Fields cleans it up.
Lead back to 5. Three-pointer from the top. Off the mark there.
Trent Johnson's not real pleased with what he saw there. Frogs stumble out of the gate here.
Bell, now Sheremein. Tog high in the lane. The turnaround jumper won't go, and there's Amber Fields with the rebound.